So a couple of weeks ago, the new rival ranger DonMurasame debuted in Avataro Sentai Donbrothers. And if you didn't realize, we only had one retail toy for him in the toy line listings, and that was the DonMurasame Alter, which comes out in Japan this upcoming weekend. But he showed up with a sword. And you probably know where this is going. Oh yeah, Premium Bandai NinJark sword has been announced. So this sword toy was announced last night as a Premium Bandai exclusive, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely like it a lot. I pre-ordered one last night, because I definitely got to get my hands on this. So of course the sword, which was pretty obvious was going to get a toy release, because it is essentially just a repaint slash a little bit of a remold of the original sword that Don Momotaro has, the Zunglass sword, and so it was pretty obvious that Bandai was going to be able to just take that toy and kind of, change it up a little bit to be Murasame's version of it, because basically all they have to change is the actual, blade part, the clear plastic part that all the LEDs are in, and then of course also the gear wheel thing on the actual sword, hilt, which I think does a lot more cooler things on this version of it than on the original version of the toy. It's kind of funny, I don't even have the original version of the toy yet. It's on the way right now from Amazon Japan, but I just don't have it yet. So I will finally have both of these, which is pretty cool. I'm really excited to get both of them because of the fact that they have the whole sensor thing with the infrared that can work with the Dawn Blaster and everything, and both toys are going to have that. So basically, if you're familiar with that original sword toy that came out a couple of months ago, you pretty much know what to expect here with the NinJark sword from Murasame, but for the most part so far, Murasame has only been seen using this sword. He does not seem to have a gun of his own or a Dawn Blaster repaint of his own. So this is essentially kind of our equivalent of the Gear Tojliner announcement from last year. A purple evil ranger in the show who has some sort of weapon that's a repaint of something already existing and then being sold to us on Premium Bandai. That's exactly what we have going on here. So this sword looks really cool. I love the color scheme of it. I love the shark wheel on it and everything like that. I'm actually kind of surprised we're not getting his buckle to go alongside with this, because he does have a gear buckle for some gears, which we haven't seen him use. Because that's another thing too, is that Murasame has not been seen actually using gears. He kind of is right now just this sort of sentient, not really robot kind of character, but we're not really sure if necessarily there is somebody inside the suit. There probably is, but we haven't really seen a proper henshin sequence. So this sword kind of has one, because he already kind of has a sound when he first appears from the sword. He kind of materializes from the sword. So there is that sound in here for kind of the transformation sound, quote unquote, of Don Murasame. And then of course we do have Don Murasame Alter. Now what's surprising is that there is no, or seemingly so, there is no gear associated with Don Murasame Alter. He just spins the wheel on his sword and then it transforms him into Don Murasame Alter. So of course you're going to be able to do that here. If you spin the gear on the hilt, you're going to be able to get an actual sound for Don Murasame Alter's transformation. There's also going to be sounds for numerous different attacks and such like that, and of course the infrared scanner will work with the Dawn Blaster, so you will get finisher attacks with that and corresponding gears and stuff, I assume so. Now, speaking of gears, that's where this toy becomes very interesting and very concerning for my wallet. And that is because we are getting gears with this toy, but you're probably wondering, how can we get gears? Murasame doesn't use any gears, at least so far on the show, so what would they pack with him? Well, we have 3 Blue Ranger gears, which is, that's a new one. We've had a lot of Red Ranger gears, we've had a lot of 6 Ranger gears already, and we've even had some Kamen Riders, and now we're getting 3 Blue Ranger gears, which all fit a certain theme. If you didn't pick up on it, they're all sharks. So we have Volshark from Sun Vulcan, we have Gal Blue from Gal Ranger, and we have Geoshark from Geoger. Now, somebody's missing, and that is Gosei Blue. For some reason, Gosei Blue is just not here. I don't know if they just forgot about him being a Blue Ranger that's a shark-based motif. Or maybe we're going to get more Don Murasame stuff in the future that they could throw in a Gosei Blue with. Maybe the buckle, maybe a gun or something he doesn't have yet or something. I don't know, but I mean, it's just kind of strange that they're going to go with this whole gimmick of giving us 3 Blue Ranger shark gears and not give us the only other one that could be working with that. Of course, there is other blue Shark Rangers out there. There's the Jungle Fury Shark Ranger, but that's not from Sentai, so they never would have included that as a gear. So for Sentai exclusive purposes, the only one that we really need is Gosei Blue. It still fits the whole blue motif and everything as well, but it's just kind of strange that it's not here. Now these gears look very nice, and I'm just terrified for the implications of this. Are we going to get every Blue Ranger as a gear now? I would say maybe not, since these are clearly supposed to just be the Shark Rangers. That's the whole gimmick that they're going with here, but Oh boy, I never thought that we would dive into extra, like, or not extra, but like other team member gears, because that just opens up the floodgates for them to sell us like literally like 200 plus gears if they wanted to. Now, especially because you can see from the gear notches on these are going to function the exact same way any other gear of that team would work. So like Volshark just reads as Sun Vulcan, and like, you know, Gal Blue reads as Gal Ranger, etc. So I think the sword, the NinJark sword, I believe actually can, I think, differentiate the fact that these are Blue Ranger Shark related ones via the infrared scanner thing with the Dawn Blasters. Like if you, I think, or maybe, well, then again, it wouldn't even matter if you put those 3 Blue Rangers in there, because then you could just put in like Vol Eagle and it would just register it as Vol Shark, because the gear combination is the same. So it's a novelty thing. It's cool. I do like that it's included here, but like I said, it just opens up the floodgates. And speaking of that, let's also talk about, speaking of the gears, Gal Blue, people have pointed out, has the wrong number of stripes on there. So this is not just a Hasbro problem, I guess, where they can't look at how many stripes the Gal Ranger suits are supposed to have, because the Gal Blue suit's supposed to have like 3 stripes, something the Lightning Collection figure is actually getting correct, which is surprising. But this one seems to have 5 stripes, which makes people think that they basically just photoshopped Gal Red and changed the helmet and didn't like look or think of changing the stripes. Maybe that's just we've seen this in the past where like Premium Bandai pictures sometimes are not 100% indicative of the final product. They do change things from time to time to fix things, so maybe they will do that on this. Also, Bandai Japan is much more likely to actually bother to do that than like somebody like Hasbro would do, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. It doesn't bother me, honestly. It's fine. It shouldn't be 5 stripes, but like, it's fine. So, if you guys would like to pre-order the NinJark sword for yourself, it is available on Tokullectibles right now for a December 2022 release, and the full payment for it is $105, which I most certainly did that last night. Definitely got my hands on this, because it is pretty cool. So, you know, time will tell if we're going to get any other DonMurasame related merchandise. Like I had said earlier, Gosei Blue is just kind of lingering out there now. That could maybe get a gear. But these are going to be some more gears that are exclusive to the sword. So, I mean, if anything, if you're a gear collector, you have to get the sword to be like full on completionist with this. And I do like the idea of like gears that are not just Red Rangers again. Like that's why I like the 6 Ranger gear so much, but I wasn't necessarily thinking I would get 3 random blue Shark Ranger gears. But like it makes sense. Like I don't know. I hope these actually show up in the show. I think that'd be pretty cool if maybe his whole gimmick is that he transforms into Blue Rangers with Avataro changes. Because everybody was thinking that he would transform into like other rival Rangers like Stay Caesar or like Wolzard or Gaisolg or something like that. But if this is what they do with it, I think that'd be kind of cool, but time will tell if those gears are used and if we get any more. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or LightningFigPR, and I'd love to know what you guys have to say down in the comments below about DonMurasame, Donbrothers in general. Are you going to pick up this sword? Are you going to pick up his altar? Are you going to pick up both of them? Would you like them to make more Blue Ranger gears? Do you want them to make Gosei Blue to finish the quartet of Shark Rangers, I guess? Anything you guys like to talk about down in the comments below, I'd love to read it, and I'll see you all next time.